So, the story of me getting Smash is very painful, but ultimately victorious. I was working in a bank in Jersey City at the time, and while I was busy pretending to work, I was looking at I was looking at the Smash website for new updates. Now, it was once a day while I was at work, so I looked forward to it. So when the game finally came out, I took the train under the river to get to Manhattan, and then I found out, this was a Friday, I found out that, like, the place that had it available, like, without pre-order, because I didn't pre-order it, was on Canal Street. I don't remember the name of the place. Oh, shit. So, I decide to walk from World Trade Center, which was the stop of the train, you know, where the past train was, to Canal Street. Now, if you know the city, that's not exactly an easy walk. So, I'm walking, it's getting colder, it's starting to rain. I'm like, I can make it. This is before I had a smartphone. I did not have portable GPS on me in any way. It wasn't long before I realized that I was going the wrong way. I had made some kind of turn, like, okay, there was a street that took me left when I should have not gone left. It curved. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was a dumb mistake on my part. And I started heading away from Canal Street. So now it's getting dark. I'm now in my work clothes, which is like business. It was not a good time in my life in general, but you know, so I realized at that point, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna take a taxi. So I hail a cab, and they take me over there. The place doesn't have Smash Brothers. But they guided me to a location that did. I got Smash Brothers. Again, freezing. Take another cab. It's traffic. Costs money. It's shitty. I'm cold. I'm tired. I'm wasted. And I love you, Lisa! And I decided that when I got home, I was gonna play some Smash Brothers. So I invite people over, and everyone wanted to go out to the bar instead. So I went out to the bar. While I had Smash Brothers, I managed to play a total of about 10 minutes of it. And I was so excited to play it, but everyone was too busy drinking. And, so I got home and I fell asleep. So I barely even played Smash Brothers the day I got it. The next day, however, was, if I'm not mistaken, according to my Wii time, a 9.5 hour Smash Fest with, like, friends that didn't even know each other that I had. Like, people that just wanted to play the game. Mike was there pretty much the whole time, and it was just a revolving door of people the whole day. That was a good day. So the first day, I didn't get a chance to play it after suffering very much, but the next day was all Smash. We ordered pizza, we had some drink, it was good. That was one of those days that I'll never forget and I miss. Get up. Get up, get out. Oh shit, no! Oh, okay. Yeah, the Brawl Party, the 9.5-hour Brawl Party was one of the best video game sessions I've ever had in my life. And someone in chat just said heaven is one big Smash party. I'd like to think that heaven is the feeling of a Smash party, but it's a new Smash every time. Who was your main in Melee? I played less Melee than I did Brawl, and the reason for that was simply because I just didn't have a lot of people that played that game. Do you see this motherfucker right here? Tingle? First sticker is Tingle. Yo! I haven't even told you guys the story about how I lost my Smash Brothers disc, and for years well, maybe like a year and a half, I did not own this game. When I say lost, I mean a quote-unquote friend of mine borrowed it and never gave it back. And then I got it back. Crusty. I'll tell you about it. Give me a minute. Let me get to another level first. So, the reason I played more Smash Brawl than any other Smash is because at the time, I had a roommate. Like, I lived with my friend. And all of my friends would just come over. Like, every fucking... Like, this game came out just around that time. Like, a little bit before then. So, every, like, 2 days, there would be, like, 7 people over the house. They were pretty crazy times. There was a lot of smut to be poked. There was a lot of, there's a lot of beer at the house. Like, there was never any food, but you could not want for beer any, like, ever. It was just there, always. So yeah, like, it was just friends were over a lot, and it was crazy. So Smash Brothers was the game of choice. Mario Kart a little bit, but it was mainly Smash Brothers. But there was a couple people that would come over that were extremely competitive, to the point where it wasn't very fun for the people that weren't as competitive. And I was a little competitive, but not to the point of, like, skullduggery and cuntbaggery. One of our friends, let's call him K-Bone, even though it's not his name at all. I don't want to name specific names, but one of our friends was extremely salty. Like, really, really salty. He would hold grudges. Like, people would... Friendships were at risk when K-Bone was playing Smush Bro. So, anyway, we played these matches, and, you know, there would be, like, really, like, and the thing about some of these matches were, like, they would take it with them to the point where they would start calling each other names and, like, picking apart little details of, like, the person's appearance, the way they play. Like, things were said about people's mothers and girlfriends. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Not too much, a little bit, but every now and then something, like, really fucked up would be said. I'd be like, wow, okay, we're taking Smash really seriously. So, and keep in mind, like, at the time, how old was I? I guess I was in my early 20s, so we weren't like 16, 17. Yeah, I guess that doesn't always necessarily matter. But anyway, it was one of those things. So anyway, people stopped playing the game, I stopped playing the game, and my friend Phil had a copy of the game, so we always had a copy of Smash, you know? So, K-Bone, who was one of the most, who was one of the shittiest members, as I've discussed, of the DK crew, wanted to borrow my copy of Smash. He was like, oh, come on, you know, I'll give it back. He's like, I'll give it back. It's like, you got a copy already at the house. You don't need yours. So I was like, I guess you're right. And it's true, I wasn't playing it. And honestly, at the time, I was sick of it. Because the salt was so fucking real. I missed the trophy. The salt was so real and so spicy that the game actually gave me, like, anxiety when I would play it with people because it was just not fun anymore. It got to that level of competition. So I said, sure, you can have it. Now, I didn't know this guy that well. I knew him a little bit. But I knew that he was a friend of mine's friend, right? So I lend him the copy. I don't see him for a long time. I'm getting, like, you know, I end up moving. So now I don't have a copy of Smash Brothers Brawl, and I want to play it because I start streaming. And I really wanted to play the game on stream. Remember, this is the most recent Smash Brothers when I first started streaming. So I wanted to play some Smash Brothers, but I had requested, you know, I think I texted the guy, no response. Hey man, can I have my game back? I really need my game back. This is going on like a year or two now. And nothing. And I get another friend to get in touch with him, nothing. Turns out the dude is a thief, and there's stories. I mean, this is such a convoluted story, and it just keeps going and going and going, and I'm probably boring you with the details. But the dude turned out to be a bad thief because drugs were involved, and I'm assuming he sold my copy of Smash Brothers for drugs. That's my assumption. I could be wrong. But he ended up losing a lot of friends, and then there was a reconnection that eventually happened. Now this is maybe 3 years post me lending the game out, maybe more. And, the reconnection, some people decide to invite him back into their lives, and I asked my friend that was closest with him, I want my game back. No, I'm serious. I want my fucking game. At this point, I want my fucking game back. I lent you my game. In good faith, you were my friend. Tell him I want my fucking game back. Please. Thank you. I'm pissed. I get it back. I get it back. And I'm gonna tell you that I got it back without the case. Right? Without the case. Case is gone. The game disc has like crust on it. And it's in a little like GameStop, like one of these things. You know what that is? Like a little sleeve that says Super Monkey Ball Adventure PS2. Probably not my copy. So he just bought a used copy and gave it back to me, and I think I saw the guy like one time since then, and I just don't like him. I don't like him. And he's like, you know, trying to be a better person now and all that, and that's great, but I don't want to see him. I don't want to have anything to do with him. There's like... And he stole from a friend. He stole from a friend to buy drugs. It's getting a little heavy now. This is not the story I expected to tell on stream. But it's all very true, and there's a level of toxicity that I'm willing to handle. And you know what? I was never that close with him to begin with. So I just really didn't find any need to extend the olive branch, the olive twig. Any further. So, you know, if I'd see him at like a party or wherever since then, it's just like a couple words, that's it. I give people a couple chances, and him not getting back to my text message of, hey, do you have my Smash Brothers? I want it back. That was the big chance. That made the little chance turn into the big chance. And that was the, that was enough for me. I was like, alright, fuck this guy. What is this crust I speak of? It's just like a weird like goo. It's like a light, like a thin layer of muck on the disc. Which just, I mean, a lot of used stuff seems to have that layer of muck. I don't know. And if you recall my story about, like, what it took for me to get this game, like me in the rain in Manhattan, getting lost, cold, you know, spent most of my day trying to find a copy of the game. It was a lot of effort. You know, so I was upset that I didn't get my game back, and I mean, I'm happy I have it now, even if it's a used, crusty copy. It's fine. I'm willing to let go. I'm willing to let go of it. And if I see him at a bar or at a place, I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? How you been? Do you like the new Smash? You know, we'll talk. I'm not gonna be a cunt. It's just, you know, how far can you extend the olive twig?" There's one more, this is bizarre. Ganondorf in a fucking control room. I had one more game that I lent out and never received, and it was Super Mario Sunshine. I've probably told this story on stream, but it was a different friend that I met at the beginning of college, and he started enjoying the white powder. But I lent him Mario Sunshine, and I just never got it back, and the white powder consumed a lot of his activity from that point forward. So, like, leave it to me to have some of my games exchanged for drugs in all likelihood. But, that's it. I mean, I've lent out games before that came back to me. But 2 times they didn't. Vinny, how many friends do you consider you have right now be considered friends? Plenty. I know a lot of people that are great, that I trust. But, I mean, you know, you grow out of people, and as you navigate whatever the insanity this is that we call life, and as I've explained the other night during a fun existential crisis live on stream, like, we don't even know what the fuck we're doing here. It's hard, and life can be difficult. And sometimes you end up stealing a dude's Mario Sunshine by accident. Unless if it's on purpose, in which case, you know, you gotta live with that. But I've got plenty, and I've also cut out plenty of people too, because a lot of the friends that I had in high school and college, for one reason or another, we don't talk. Either because they were adding anxiety and stress to my life and not positive. Make friends with people that want the best for you, right? That's a good piece of advice that I learned recently, actually. Make friends with people that want the best for you, not the other way around. So sometimes you suss out that maybe that's not the case, and then, well, it's time to find a new friend. It's an ongoing process. It goes the other way too. Be there for your friends. I think that's true to a certain extent. I think I've learned, being whatever the hell I am now, have learned the limits of what I'm willing to do for people. When it starts to become like 80-20, 85%, 15%, there's a time to stop. two-way road, Jeff, exactly. You gotta, you know, you give, you take, it's 50-50, man. And sometimes you can do a little bit more, a little bit less, and it evens out. I've got friends I've known for years where we, you know, and take them to a concert. They don't have to pay. I got this. Then they buy me dinner one day. I need someone to talk to. What's up? You need someone to talk to? What's up? I'm very, 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 very lucky that I have that. Vin, how did you make friends in college? I don't remember, really. Just talk to people in between classes. Go to the lounge. Just don't be afraid to introduce yourself to people, you know? Find a common interest. Find someone with a Switch, talk to them about video games. Join a club. Yeah, club is the best way. Find, like, a club that has interests. Join a cult. Talk about beavers. Wow. What if you've lost interest in everything? Ooh, that's nihilism. That's not so good. Oh, that's just my personal opinion about it. I don't know. Try to find something. Try to find some meaning. There's plenty to like. There's plenty of things in this world is beautiful and as wide as you want it to be, and as deep as you want it to be. Sometimes it just takes a little effort and time